Lily sat at her small desk inside the quiet room of the colony base. The sky outside was deep blue with distant stars blinking slowly. Her fingers hovered above the communication panel as she took a deep breath. She looked at the photo of her mother, Commander Claire Adams, standing tall in her uniform. Lily smiled a little, but there was sadness in her eyes. She pressed the record button. "Hello, my name is Lily. I live on the human colony of Elara 9. My mother is brave and strong. She is the leader here, but she is also alone. I know she acts like she is fine, but I see her when she sits by herself. I think she is sad. I don't want her to be sad. I want her to be happy. I want her to laugh again. I want someone to love her. And ... I wish for a father." She paused, thinking. "So please, if you are a kind man and you care about peace and people, come meet her. Maybe you can help lead the galaxy with her. Maybe you can be my father." She pressed send. The message echoed quietly in the room before flying across the stars, bouncing from one relay tower to another. Far away on Earth, Jack Carter sat in a small workshop filled with tools, metal parts, and old memories. He was a space engineer, once part of a larger team, but now worked alone. He had no family left, and no real reason to stay in one place. He turned on his screen and saw a message marked personal, urgent. He watched Lily's message. Her voice was soft but full of hope. When the message ended, he sat in silence. He looked around the room. The cold tools and machines around him suddenly felt heavy. Jack had always fixed machines. Maybe it was time to help fix something else. He packed a small bag, grabbed his flight pass, and boarded a ship toward the outer colonies. When Jack arrived on Elara 9, the colony was quiet. Soldiers moved around with purpose, machines hummed, and children played in the distance. Jack walked through the main gates. He did not wear armor or a badge, wore a simple jacket, clean boots, and a calm smile. Lily stood at the entrance with wide eyes. She ran to him without a second thought. "You came," she said. Jack knelt beside her. "You sent a brave message." "I had to come," he replied. Claire Adams stood nearby. Her face was serious. She looked at Jack with calm but sharp eyes. She had seen many men come and go. She had no time for games. "Are you here because of the message?" she asked. "Yes," Jack said. "But I don't want anything from you. I just wanted to meet you both." Claire crossed her arms. "You're not the first to show up. What makes you different?" Jack looked at Lily, then back at Claire. "I don't know if I'm different, but I can help. I build things. I fix things. If you let me, I can fix things here too." Claire nodded slowly. "Fine. Help with the East Grid. It keeps going down. If you survive the week, we'll talk again." Jack smiled. "Fair enough." As Jack walked away toward the power grid, Lily looked up at her mother. "He's different," she said softly. Claire watched him for a long moment. "Maybe. We'll see." The stars above Elara 9 burned bright that night, and across the galaxy, people began to whisper about the little girl who wanted to help her mother find love and save the galaxy at the same time. Jack woke early the next morning. The sun was still low, casting a golden light over the colony. He walked toward the east power grid with a small toolkit and a calm mind. The colony was quiet but busy. People nodded at him as he passed. They had seen many outsiders come and go. Most did not stay. Jack did not try to impress anyone. He just worked. The power grid was large and old. It hummed with weak energy. Wires sparked and small alarms beeped. A young technician named Ben showed Jack the main problem. "This system breaks down almost every week. We fix one part, another fails," Ben said, shaking his head. Jack knelt by the main panel. "Let's not just fix it. Let's rebuild the core." Ben looked surprised. "That could take days." Jack smiled. "Then we'd better start now." They worked side by side, cutting out old wires, replacing damaged circuits, and cleaning out dust. Jack taught Ben tricks to make the work faster. By midday, a small group had joined them. They were curious at first, then impressed. Jack listened, answered questions, and guided them. At the command center, Claire watched from a screen. She saw Jack working with the team, never stopping to rest or boast. She folded her arms but said nothing. Later that evening, Lily waited near the garden area. She had brought 2 pieces of bread and some fruit. When Jack finally walked over, sweaty and tired, she smiled and held out the food. "You look hungry," she said. I am, Jack said, taking the food gently.
Thank you.
They sat on a bench, watching the sky. Ships moved above in slow lines. Lights blinked like stars. Do you like it here? Lily asked. I do, Jack said. It feels real, and the people care about each other. Do you think my mom likes you? Jack paused. I think she's watching. Maybe she's trying to figure that out too. Lily looked down. She works all the time. She never has fun. I want her to smile more. Jack looked at her kindly. Sometimes people forget to smile when they carry heavy things. Maybe we can help her carry them. The next morning, a sudden alert echoed through the base. A small scout team had gone missing near the border cliffs. The area was known for strange signals and weak communications. Claire ordered a search team right away. Jack was already near the launch pad, checking a repair drone. Claire saw him. You want to come? This could be dangerous. Jack nodded. I know machines. If theirs are down, I can help. Claire studied him for a moment, then gave a short nod. Stay close. The team moved fast across the rocky land. Winds blew hard, and the sky turned gray. They reached the last known point of contact and found broken gear and a damaged rover. Jack checked the rover's power cell. Battery fried, he said, but signal cables are still good. He used a spare device from his belt and connected it. A faint signal blinked. They're alive, he said. But deep in the cave, Claire gave a quick order, and the team entered the dark cave. Lights flickered as they moved. Inside, they found the scouts hiding behind rocks. One was injured, his leg caught under a beam. Jack crawled down and used a small tool to cut the beam carefully. He helped lift the scout free and wrapped the leg tightly. You'll be fine, he said softly. Claire helped lead the group out. As they reached the surface, a distant noise rang in the air. A strange ship appeared over the ridge, watching. Claire raised her weapon, but the ship backed away and vanished. They were being watched, she said. That night, back at base, Claire stood on the balcony. Jack walked up beside her. You did well today, she said. So did you, he replied. She looked at him for a long moment. Maybe you really are different. Jack said nothing, just looked out at the stars. Claire didn't smile, but her voice was softer. Tomorrow, I want you in the strategy room. You might need your help for more than just machines. Jack nodded, felt something shift, not just in her voice, but in the air between them. The stars above them burned quietly, lighting the path ahead. Jack entered the strategy room the next morning. The walls were lined with large screens showing maps, ship routes, and alert signals. Officers stood around a long table, talking in low voices. Claire was already there, standing at the front. She looked at Jack as he walked in. You're not just here to fix machines today, she said. You're here to help us make real decisions. Jack gave a small nod. He walked over to the table and looked at the maps. One red dot blinked near the edge of the system. That's where the scout team was found, Claire said. But now we're seeing strange signals from the same area. It could be a base or a hidden ship, one officer said. Could be more, Claire said. We need to find out. Jack leaned over the map. The power grid from that area runs through old cables. We can tap into them and trace the signal without alerting anyone. The room went quiet. Claire looked at him. Can you do it? Yes, Jack said. But I'll need help. And time. Claire gave the order. You have both. Later that day, Jack and two engineers worked in the control tower. Jack climbed into the network bay and began connecting wires. The screens showed lines of code, then signal patterns. There it is, Jack said. They're not just watching us, they're listening. They're trying to copy our codes. Claire came in just as the screen flashed a warning. Jack turned quickly. They know we're watching. The signal just spiked. They might attack soon. Claire looked at the screen, her face serious. Then we prepare. The colony entered alert status. Soldiers trained harder, defenses were checked, and families were told to stay inside the walls. Jack stayed busy upgrading the signal shields and patching weak points. One evening, Lily found Jack working under a power station. Everyone is scared, she said quietly. Jack slid out from under the machine. Being scared is normal. It means we care about something. Are you scared? Lily asked. Jack thought for a second. A little, but I'm also ready, because your mom is strong. She's not alone. Lily smiled. I told her you were different. I think she believes me now. The next day, A group of unknown ships entered the outer field. Didn't attack, but they sent a message. It was short and cold. Leave the sector or face the future. Claire stood before the colony's leaders. We do not run, we stand. But we don't start war, some leaders argued. We are not ready. Claire looked at Jack. What do you think? Jack stepped forward. We can set traps. Not weapons, but signal traps. If they try to use our codes, we lead them into empty space. Buy time, confuse them, one officer asked. And if they attack anyway? Jack looked around, then we fight. But we fight smart. Claire nodded. We go with Jack's plan. That night, Jack sat with Claire on the edge of the balcony. The sky was calm again, but no one could sleep easy. Claire spoke first. You came here because of a message, but you stayed because of something else. What is it? Jack looked at her. I stayed because I saw something worth protecting. Not just the colony, but you and Lily. Claire looked away. Her voice was quiet. I've lost people before. I stopped hoping. Jack reached for her hand gently. And maybe it's time to start hoping again. Claire didn't pull away. They sat in silence, looking at the stars above. In the dark space beyond the colony, the enemy ships waited. They watched, they listened, and now they prepared to move. But so did the people of Elara Nine, and this time they had Jack. Jack worked from sunrise to sunset, did not rest much, but he did not complain. The traps he built were not weapons. They were smart machines that sent false signals, led enemy ships into empty zones, and copied their data. The colony grew stronger each day, and more people started trusting Jack. Some came to him for help, others just wanted to talk. But what mattered most was Claire. She watched him closely, and her trust grew quietly. One morning, Jack sat with Lily in the garden. She was drawing a picture of her family. Jack saw that it had 3 people, her mother, and a man. Is that me? Jack asked. Lily nodded. I hope so. Jack smiled, but he said nothing. He did not want to make promises too soon. Claire joined them a little later. She looked at the picture and then at Jack. She doesn't draw just anyone, she said. I'm honored, Jack replied. That evening, a warning alarm broke the peace. A cargo station near the trade route had been attacked. The enemy did not land, but they destroyed supplies and sent a signal across the stars. It was a warning. Claire called for a meeting. She stood before the leaders, calm but firm. They want fear. They want us to break. But we won't. We keep building. We keep protecting. One leader asked, but how do we stop them? Jack stood beside Claire. We show them we are ready. Not just with guns, but with unity. We finish the signal web. If they come again, we trap them. The plan was simple. Jack would finish the signal web that linked all colony systems. If the enemy entered again, the web would confuse their ships and block their weapons. Jack worked day and night. Claire came to help one evening. She held wires while Jack fixed a panel. You don't have to do this, Jack said. I do, Claire replied. This is my home. I protect it. And you care about it too. Jack looked at her. I care about you. She did not answer right away, but her eyes said enough. The next day, the web was ready. Jack tested it. The lights blinked green. It worked. Claire walked with Jack through the main hall. Soldiers passed by with nods of respect. They trust you now, Claire said. I never asked them to, Jack said. I just did my part. Claire stopped. You did more than that. You gave them hope. Jack looked at her. Hope is a strong thing, sometimes stronger than weapons. That night a storm hit the colony. Strong winds and dust filled the sky. Power lines shook. People stayed inside. Jack went out to check the systems. Claire found him near the outer wall. You should be inside. So should you, Jack said, smiling. They both stood in the storm, close but quiet. When this is over, Claire said, what will you do? Jack looked at her. That depends. Do you want me to stay? Claire nodded slowly. Yes. A storm passed by morning. The colony was safe. And for the first time in a long while, Claire smiled. Not a forced smile, but a true one. Lily ran to them, holding a new drawing. It was the same family picture, but now it showed them holding hands. We're stronger together, she said. Jack looked at Claire. Claire looked at Jack. Neither of them spoke, but the future was beginning to feel real. Far away, the enemy watched. They saw the colony grow stronger, and they began to plan their next move. But this time, they would not find fear. They would find a family ready to defend not just a place, but each other. Dark clouds gathered near the outer skies of Elara 9. The early warning systems picked up strange movements beyond the colony's border. Enemy ships had entered the sector again, but this time they came closer. Claire stood in the control room, eyes fixed on the screen. Officers moved quickly, checking data and preparing defenses. "They're not here to watch this time," said one officer. Jack entered the room, carried a small case of tools and a data pad. "They're testing our limits, looking for weak points." Claire nodded. "Then we show them we have none." Across the colony, shields powered up, defense turrets locked in place, and the signal web activated. The people of Elara 9 were not afraid. They were ready. Jack joined the repair team at the southern gate. He checked the shield nodes, made last-minute upgrades, and linked new drones to the system. Ben, the young technician, worked beside him. "You think they'll really come in?" Ben asked. "If they do," Jack said, "we'll be ready." That night, the first strike came. One enemy ship flew low and fast, firing at an unmanned station. The signal web caught the movement, redirected the ship into a blind zone, and shut it down without a single shot. Cheers echoed across the base, but Claire remained calm. That was a scout. The real attack is coming. She was right. Hours later, 6 large ships moved toward the colony. They opened fire. The shield lines held strong, but the power drain was high. Claire called out orders. "Shift energy from Sector 4 to Sector 2. Keep the core stable." Jack ran from one power node to another, checking connections and feeding energy from reserve cells. Lily watched from a safe room deep underground. Her hands were tight around her drawing pad. She closed her eyes and whispered, "Please stay safe." The battle lasted through the night. The enemy tried to break the shield, but the signal traps confused their weapons. Drones flew out and hacked into 2 enemy ships, forcing them to retreat. Inside the chaos, one ship broke through a weak spot and crashed near the north wall. Smoke filled the sky. Claire and Jack ran toward the crash site with a team. Fire burned along the wreck, and strange creatures stepped out. They looked like tall machines, but they moved like soldiers. "Defensive line now," Claire shouted. The soldiers opened fire. The machines returned fire with sharp blue beams. Jack pulled out a signal jammer and aimed it at the enemy. The machines froze for a second, just long enough for the team to hit them with blasts. One machine moved toward Claire fast. Jack saw it and jumped in front of her. The machine struck him hard, sending him to the ground. Claire shot the machine down and ran to Jack. "Stay with me," she said. Jack groaned. "Still here? Just hurts a little." The med team arrived and took Jack to the clinic. Claire followed. Her face was tight, but her eyes showed something deeper. Hours later, Jack woke in the medical bay. Claire sat beside him. "You saved me," she said quietly. "You've saved so many." "It was my turn," Jack replied. She reached for his hand. "You could have died." Jack looked at her. It would have been worth it. Claire did not let go of his hand. For a long time, they sat in silence. By morning, the enemy had retreated. The people of Elara 9 walked out of shelters. Soldiers cheered. Children ran into the open air. The sky was clear again. Lily ran to the medical bay and hugged Jack tightly. "You're okay. I knew you would be." Jack smiled. "Thanks to all of you." Claire stood beside them. "We stood together. That's why we won." But in her heart, she knew the war was not over. More challenges would come. But she also knew something else. She was no longer alone. And neither was Jack. The days after the battle were quiet, but the colony did not rest. Damage was repaired, systems were checked again and again, and soldiers kept watch. Everyone worked together, but the tension still hung in the air. People knew the enemy had only tested their strength. A bigger fight might come. Jack was back on his feet. His shoulders still hurt, but he ignored the pain. He worked alongside the other engineers and soldiers. Colony felt like home now. He had stopped thinking of himself as a visitor. Claire stayed close to command, but she checked on Jack often. They did not speak much in front of others, but something had changed between them. Their looks, their silence, and their small moments spoke louder than words. One afternoon, a small ship entered orbit above Elara 9. It came without warning, but it did not fire. Instead, it sent a message. We request a meeting. Claire stood at the center of the control room, reading the message again. It could be a trap, one officer said. Jack stood beside Claire. Or a chance. Claire thought for a moment. Then she spoke. I will go. Jack, you're with me. They flew to the meeting point in a small ship. The area was quiet, open space between two moons. The other ship was waiting. It was silver and shaped like a wing. It opened slowly. A figure stepped out. It was not fully human, but not fully machined either. Its voice was calm. We are not here to fight. We're not all the same. Some of us seek peace. Claire looked at him closely. Why attack us then? Not all follow peace, the figure said. Some want control. We followed orders. Now we want to stop. Jack spoke next. Then help us. Just give us information. Show us how to end this. The figure nodded. I will send data. Use it well. The figure returned to the ship and left. Claire and Jack returned to the colony with the new data. In the command center, they studied the files. It showed the enemy's main base, weak points, and command paths. It was a gift, or maybe a risk. Claire gathered the council. We now know where their leaders hide. If we act fast, we can stop more attacks. One council member stood. But what if it's false? What if they trick us? Jack stepped forward. Then I will go first. What? Let me take a small team. If it's real, we signal you. If not, you lose only me. Claire looked at Jack. Her heart pulled back. She had already almost lost him once, but she also knew he was right. You won't go alone, she said. I'm coming with you. They left the next day with a small crew. The flight was long and quiet. Jack and Claire sat side by side in the ship. You didn't have to come, Jack said. Yes, I did, Claire replied. Couldn't watch you go again. When they reached the enemy base, they hid their ship behind a moon. Using a small scout pod, they moved in closer. The base was large, built into the side of an asteroid. Jack used the data to find a weak point. They landed inside an old docking bay. They moved quietly through dark halls, avoiding cameras and guards. At the core, Jack placed small devices that sent out a silent signal. It would call the colony forces when needed. Then a guard spotted them. Alarms rang. Claire and Jack ran, dodging blasts. Claire covered Jack as he sent the final signal. Shot hit her side. Jack caught her before she fell. Stay with me. Finish it, Claire said through the pain. Jack carried her to cover, then returned fire until help arrived. The colony ships dropped in fast. Soldiers stormed the base and took control. Back on the ship, Jack stayed beside Claire in the med room. She opened her eyes slowly. You came back, she said. I said I would, Jack answered. Claire smiled. I think Lily was right. We are stronger together. Jack took her hand. We have more to do, and we do it as one. The stars outside glowed soft and calm. The war was not yet over, but a new hope had begun to rise. The days after the battle passed slowly. Pairs were everywhere. People worked together to rebuild what was lost. Jack helped fix broken walls and restart power systems. Claire led team meetings and checked supply lines. One morning, Jack stood outside the main control center. Lily ran up to him holding a new drawing. It showed him and Claire standing on a hill with stars shining behind them. Jack smiled and bent down. That's amazing, he said. It's for you, Lily said. Because you're a hero. Jack looked at the stars. A lot of people were heroes, your mom most of all. Inside the command room, Claire watched a live message from Central Alliance leaders. They praised her for leading the colony through the attack. They offered new support and more ships for defense. Claire thanked them, but she had other thoughts on her mind. That night, she sat outside with Jack. The stars were bright. They shared warm tea in silence for a while. Lily wants me to stay, Jack said. Do you want to stay? Claire asked. Jack looked at her. I think I do. This place feels like home now. Claire smiled softly. It does to me too. But we both know things will not stay quiet forever. Then we face what comes. Together, Jack said. Claire nodded. Together. Over the next week, leaders from nearby colonies arrived. They wanted to learn from Elara 9. They asked how Claire had managed such strong defense. She told them the truth. We trusted each other. We gave people a chance to lead and protect, no matter where they came from. Jack helped teach others how to build the signal web. He showed them how simple tech, when shared, could become powerful. Lily returned to school and shared her drawings with the class. Other children started drawing too. Pictures of people standing strong, working side by side. One day Lily showed her teacher a new picture, showed Jack and Claire holding hands, standing in front of the colony flag. "Is that real?" the teacher asked. "Not yet," Lily said, "but I hope it will be." Later, Claire and Jack took a walk near the outer fields. Birds flew above and crops grew in the early sun. "I never planned to feel this," Claire said. "Neither did I," Jack replied. "But I'm glad we did," Claire said, "and I think Lily is too." Jack looked into her eyes. "Then maybe it's time we made it real," she nodded. "Yes, it is." Right. News spread across the colony that Claire and Jack were to be joined. People celebrated. Children made paper stars. Soldiers hung flags. Music filled the air. The ceremony was simple. Under the open sky with the stars above, Claire stood beside Jack. Lily held both their hands. "We are a team now," Claire said. "Not just for Elara Nine, but for each other." Cheers rang out. Families danced. Lights shone across every building. In the weeks that followed, Jack and Claire worked as leaders together. They spoke to more colonies. A council was formed, and Elara Nine became a center for peace and learning. New ships came not for war, but for knowledge. Children from distant colonies came to learn about unity and defense. Artists, builders, and thinkers worked together to design the next age. And through it all, Jack, Claire, and Lily walked side by side. From one battle, a new future had grown. A future not ruled by fear, but by hope. And it all began with one girl's wish. A wish for a father, a wish for love, and a wish to lead the galaxy with kindness. Together, they made it real. And the stars watched over them, always.